everybody. This is season 1, episode 4. So we're continuing on. That's what's so good about this. You can continue on, and it doesn't have to be. You can just continue. So he's going to edit some of this stuff so I don't sound like I'm going So Jazz is going to have me covered there. So last time we talked about misfits, and my friend Darla was saying that, you know, I need to describe what my house was like when I prepared for this misfits. I lived in a beautiful home. I still do, but I lived in a big home. It could have 200, 300, 400 people, and you wouldn't even know it was there. It was built for a party. When I designed the house, I had 5 ovens. Who has 5 ovens? Nobody has 5 ovens. I had 5 ovens, and then I used a roaster to make my 6 turkeys. So the 5 ovens, the roaster, and so that is really planning, because I love doing misfits. Thanksgiving was my favorite time. My daughter would come down from Dallas. People would come in from San Juan, Puerto Rico. I've had people come from Hawaii before. Darla, when she lived in Hawaii, she came in from Hawaii. So this was a really big deal. And we would have fun. We would have fellowship. And the party would start a couple of days before, because you have to prepare for all of this stuff. And so I'm trying to think that, you know, my misfits was kind of like a metaphor for life. You need, before you do something, you need to prepare. You need to get the ingredients. You need to get people to help you. Because if I had to do 6 bowls of dressing, I would be up for days. And so we would have a party the day before, and we'd have music, and somebody would make drinks, and we would just sit there and have just so much fun. And I would be tasting everything. And so the big thing is that more sage, it's kind of like more cowbell, and you'd have to taste everything, and more sage, more cowbell. And if you guys don't know about the cowbell, you need to look it up, because it was one funny skit in Saturday Night Live. So more cowbell. And in my case, or the Misfits case, it was sage. So risk, talking a little bit about risk. Darla was talking about how it is risky when you do something like this, and it's expensive. So from the 5 ovens with the 1 roaster, I've now pared down to, you know, the 2 ovens and 40 people. And this year, sad to say, I am taking a break. I am not doing a Misfits or a Mary Moss, because Lord knows I'm doing other stuff. I've got my business. Don't worry. Hide and seek. Please come store your treasures with us. And that's the downtown studios, is where we are across from the Grove, that I'm looking at, that totally needs to be worked, but that's beside the point. I've still got Jazz. Darla's over here on the side telling me to smile. So my blessings from the Misfits are absolutely, I am bountiful with blessings. And if you guys don't think you have blessings, start by saying, hey, I woke up this morning. That's a blessing. If you have a car, that's a blessing. If you have a friend, and that's a blessing. If you don't have friends, could be you. So, you know, I've just listened to Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror. So just take care of the man in the mirror. So, and that's you. Smile. It's amazing how much a smile helps your face. It's amazing when you smile, everybody goes, oh, you look so pretty. Yes, smile, smile. And if you don't have good teeth, I suggest a dentist with a payment plan. So go do that. And risk. You guys, if you want to do something, do it. I mean, it is scary. This is scary. This is extremely scary. I mean, I'm older. I should be sitting back, you know, thinking about a pina colada, you know, on a cruise. But no, I'm here doing this. I just want you to know that it's scary to everyone. And if you haven't gone somewhere to have dinner by yourself, if you happen to be single, if you haven't gone to the movies by yourself, if you haven't done something by yourself, then you need to take that risk, whether it's just to go to a convenience store and walk in by yourself. Some people are afraid. Please don't be afraid. Know that you're covered by God's grace and that people have mercy. And if you tell somebody, hey, I'm afraid, you know what? People are usually a little nicer, usually. But, there's always that one, I'm telling you. So that one, don't even worry about it. What we're talking about, the ovens and the turkeys, and I'm going to give you, I did promise you about the most embarrassing moment. Actually, it has to do with Thanksgiving, so I'm kind of segueing in there with the Thanksgiving. Back when I was in high school, many moons ago, I was invited by my boyfriend to go to Thanksgiving dinner. Now, you have to understand, my boyfriend's parents were from New England, very proper, very proper. A little stuffy, I might say, but very proper. And so my boyfriend, I'm going to call him Bill because, there could be thousands, Bill, but Bill, you know who you are. And so Bill said, I want you to come to Thanksgiving. Well, talk about afraid. I was petrified. Here I'm going to go to this nice New England house. They had goose. Blah. Who has goose? Anyway, goose is nasty. I don't care. Any way you fix it, it's nasty. It's just gross. Anyway, so now I was an urchin before, but that's another story. So Bill has helped me with my everything, dressing and not what to do. We can get into a whole bunch of body image stuff, but later. So I go and I'm sitting at this table and I'm trying to cut this goose, and I'm like, poke it, and I'm cutting, because goose is tough. It's tough and greasy. Blech. Anyway, so I'm cutting, and his mother goes, "Dear," and I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Are we flying? Are we flying away?" I'm like, "No, ma'am. No. Why?" She goes, "When we eat our food, we keep our elbows tucked in." I can tell you, I have never been more embarrassed in my life. I mean, I actually started my period in a classroom once, and I wasn't that embarrassed. Then I did this. And so I was like, oh my God. Here you're trying, you've got your nice dress on. And she goes, "You keep your elbows tucked in when you cut your food." Well, she could have taken me to the side and said, "Jane, you're looking like you're sawing something." But no, she did it right in front of everybody. So my boyfriend, who did like me at the time, decided that it was time for me to learn etiquette, serious etiquette. So he went and bought the Emily Post etiquette book. It's about this thick, that thick. And we went through it chapter by chapter. And we had tests on it, so I wouldn't be embarrassed again. I know Darla's going, "Oh my God, you had tests?" Yes. Now, at the time, you're thinking, well, why would you do that? Well, if you want to better yourself, you have to take steps to better yourself. If you want to take risk, you have to take steps to take risk. You have to get up off your butt. You have to do something. Faith without action is nothing. So you better, if you have faith and you get up and do something, you're going to have a blessed life, even if it's just taking a walk down the street. And now I'm supposed to I want you guys to be engaged with me. I want you to ask questions. So if you're listening to this and you think of, I want to know what Jane thinks about, I've already talked about old lady sex, that I know about that. But somebody needs to know something about this. I'm not just going to blurt stuff out. But if you have a question, put it down, and I'll read my comments, and hopefully I can answer your question. But all this has to do with Wuji, because if I hadn't gone through all those experiences, I wouldn't be able to help you come out of your shell. I can make you think you're bulletproof and you can do anything. So you keep that Wuji with you, and you write those comments, and we'll see you next week.